What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of J&D Sports Talk. In this episode, I'm going to be starting a new series. Every Tuesday, I'm going to make a video about NFL power rankings. So today is September 2nd. This is week 1 power rankings before the season starts. I can guarantee you next Tuesday's power rankings are going to be a lot different from this one, but this is just based off what I have for the preseason. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you check out our TikTok and Twitch. And let's get in today's video. I'm going to go from 32 to 31. I feel like that's the best way to do it. Starting at 32, I have the Cleveland. No, I don't. Hold up. Error. All right, we have the New Orleans Saints, a team that is very old, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I don't understand why they don't just enter a rebuild, get money, get picks. But as a Panthers fan, I'm glad they're where they are. Number 30, 31, I got the Cleveland Browns. I think they have two good people in Cleveland. They have, or a couple, they have Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, Kevin Stefanski. Um, Other than that, there's not much going for Cleveland. Maybe Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku, Harold Fannin, but it's not a good football team. A lot of questions at quarterback and a lot of questions in upper management. Um, I'm not going to fully get into every single team in this video because I have in like the last 10 videos. I've talked about every team plenty. So I'm not going to give a full analysis of where I put teams where, because if you watch the videos, you would know. Number 30, I have the Tennessee Titans. I did say, though, if any team has a commander-like season, it's the Tennessee Titans. But right now, they got to go to 30. Um, I just... Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, Chiga Kwanku. It's a good core, but it's not enough to move the needle right now. Defensively, they have a lot of questions. I think 30 is a good spot for Tennessee. Not the worst, but one of the worst. Number 29, I have the New York Jets. The Jets are really, do you believe in their offense or not? And I don't. I don't think they're going to be good offensively this year. I think they have a good defense, but not offense. Aaron Glenn first year. I think that team's only going to get 4 or 5 wins, but they could prove me wrong. Number 28, I got the Miami Dolphins. I've said time to time, I think this is a team that's going to fall off this year, not even make the playoffs, not come close, clean house, get rid of their older players and get picks. Basically, do what the Saints should do. This culture is not good. They don't win against good teams, they don't play good in the cold. It's not a good culture, and it's only a matter of time where I think this season is when they move on from it. At number 27, this is a team that I think is slightly underrated for this season, but they just have a really, really tough schedule. I'm going to go with the New York Giants at number 27. I could see them in the lower teens, high 20s, though, by the end of the season. I think this team doesn't look that bad. I just think, like I said, they very, very tough schedule. Toughest schedule in the league. At number 26, I have a team that I like, but they seem to never get it together. I have the Indianapolis Colts. I don't think this team is going to be much competitive as long as they have Ballard at GM. I think Shane Steichen is a great coach with a team that he doesn't have much control of. Um, as a coach, you can only play with the cards you're dealt, and he deserves a better quarterback. Michael Pittman Jr. deserves a better quarterback situation. But I could see this Colts team going in this range if Daniel Jones is good. But if he's not, they're going to be around here. 26 kind of feels generous right now. Number 25, I have a team that's their division rivals. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think this team is headed in the right direction. They got a good coach, new coach, Liam Cohen. I don't know how he's going to do. The new GM, Trevor Lawrence. I feel like it's his make or break year. I feel like he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been that guy to take them where they want to be. And I think he's on a shorter leash because these guys didn't draft him. So, but Jaguars, Travis Hunter, very exciting. Um, I think this team has potential to be in the teens, middle teens, but right now I have them over here. Number 24, I have a lot of people's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. Before the Micah Parsons trade, they're probably around here. But after, I just don't see them having any chance of stopping any run game. And they don't have a run game themselves. So, I mean, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott will only get you so far in the passing game, but you got to be able to run the football and win in the trenches in the NFL. And I don't think Dallas has what it takes to do that. Number 23, an underrated team, tough division, Arizona Cardinals. This is a make or break year for Kyler Murray. Same exact situation as Trevor Lawrence, except Jonathan Gannon is in his second year. I need to see a big year from Marvin Harrison Jr. Um, but on the defensive side of the ball, you have some stars. I think Will Johnson will be a really good football player. Buda Baker at safety, he's good. Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle, he's young and he's a good tackle for you. Number 22, I have a team that nobody is going to agree with, but Pittsburgh Steelers. I think I I don't know. This team is weird. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers isn't going to go there and save them. I don't see it. I think the offensive line isn't that great. I think outside of DK Metcalf, there's no solid receiver, and I think defense is has just been getting worse and worse by the year. I know they have a good defense, but Cameron Hayward, he's really old. Um, the other guy I was thinking of for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, he's getting old too. Highsmith, he's getting old. A lot of players on that defense are getting old, and I think the best this team does is 7 to 9 wins. Right now they're at 22, though. I could see them being in the mid-teens, though. Let's see here. Number 21. Yeah, number 21, I have the Las Vegas Raiders. And at number 20, I have the New England Patriots. I'm going to talk about those two teams at the same time because they are very similar. Two teams who are underdogs that I think could. There's a very small chance they sneak in the playoffs. But I think those are two teams that will be really, really good next year. Two new good coaching hires, Mike Vrabel, Pete Carroll. These two teams are really similar, and we're thankful to see them play against each other week one. That game could be a overtime game. But those are two very similar teams. Those two teams could jump to mid teams, or they could go backwards a little bit. But I think they'll stay around this range. Next up, you have the Chicago Bears. I think this is a team that has a bright future, but the Bears are one of those teams that does really good in the offseason, but you got to see it to believe it. I'm not going to drink that Kool-Aid until I see it. Same with the Atlanta Falcons. Excuse me. It always seems like they finish with 7 to 8 wins, which, as a Panthers fan, I'm fine with. Will they do it again this year? Probably, but they're ceiling 9 to 10. And then at 17, that brings me to my Carolina Panthers. I think a lot of people are sleeping on us this year. I think we're going to have a good offense. Defense will be a little shaky in a lot of games, but if we play the style that we want to play, we run the ball well. Bryson, T-Mac connect. Defense plays average. I think we're a 9-10 win team, but as long as I really want to see the Panthers finish above 500 this season, and I think we have a chance to do so, and I'm very excited. Now we enter the top half of the NFL, 1 to 16. And I will tell you what, number 6 to 10 to 16 were really tough to make. So if your favorite team is at 15 and you think they should be at 7, please don't come at me. But at number 16, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I miss a team? 16. Trying to make sure I didn't miss a team. Um, all right, I'm just gonna go with based off this list. Number 16, I got the Seattle Seahawks. Um, I think they're a team that's gonna win 8 to 10 games. I think they're barely going to miss the playoffs again. How much do you trust Sam Darnold? I think this team could either take a big step forward or a big step back or be the same, but I don't think that they're going to be terrible. And I don't think they're going to be Super Bowl contenders, but they're definitely a solid, well rounded team. It all depends on how the quarterback plays for them. At number 15, I have none other than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As a Panthers fan, it kills me to say this, but I think they have a really well rounded team. I think they could solidify themselves as Super Bowl contenders this season. But as a Panther fan, I still hope we win the South, and I think we have a chance. Hopefully, the Bucks regress and they only win 7 to 8 games. Um, but right above them, I have a team that would be top three if they had a good defense. But I have the Cincinnati Bengals. That defense is arguably the worst in the league. Offense is arguably the best in the league. So that puts you right around the middle. That's the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow wins MVP though. Right above the Bengals, I have the Minnesota Vikings, who I think are a really, really good football team despite not having them in the playoffs in my recent prediction video. I think it all depends on JJ McCarthy though. I think what's going to happen with the Vikings is I think they're going to start slow, lose their division games, and then I think later in the season they're going to figure it out, but it's not going to be enough to make the playoffs. Right above the Vikings, I have the Denver Broncos. I think they are on the same boat as the Bucks, well-rounded. Obviously, Bo Nix is a lot younger than Baker Mayfield at quarterback, but I think this team could make some noise, even though I don't want them to because I'm a Panthers fan and we all remember that game. Right above the Broncos is the Los Angeles Chargers, a team that I like this year. Justin Herbert, Amarion Hampton, Lad McConkey. They got Keenan Allen back. And then Jim Harbaugh, head coach, defense, Derwin James. This team, they lost Joey Bosa, but they have some young players there ready to step up. I think this team is overlooked and underrated because they are in the division with the Chiefs. I think the Chargers are on the same boat as the Buccaneers. They could sneak into the Super Bowl contender conversation, but right now I have them at 11. Right above them, I have the Washington Commanders. I could put this team a little higher in the 6 to 8 range, but I just want to see it again. I need to see it for another game or two before I put them that higher. Make sure last season wasn't just like a fluke. Right above the Commanders, I have the San Francisco 49ers. This team has the easiest schedule in the league. They have a too talented of a team to not do good and win those games. This team could finish with 11 to 13 wins. At number 8, I have the Houston Texans, who I think are very similar to the Washington Commanders. Very similar stories, obviously. New coach, new ownership, new quarterback, all changed right away. Really good football team. Texans, I hope they stay healthy. They could be a team that could enter themselves in the Super Bowl conversation. I think any team from 15 up could enter themselves into the Super Bowl conversation by midseason. But Houston Texans, good team, good offense. I'm excited. I hope they stay healthy. Right next to them, I have the Los Angeles Rams, who I recently predicted to win the Super Bowl in my predictions. I know that may sound a little crazy, especially with the recent Matthew Stafford injury, but I think this is a really good football team that's being overlooked. They were a couple plays away last year, and I think they got better in the offseason, especially adding Devontae Adams. I know he's getting older, but I still think that's very helpful to the Rams. Right above them, I have the Green Bay Packers, who I think is a really good football team before and after the Micah Parsons trade. I think that's going to help them out a lot. I think the Packers are going to do really, really well this year. And I think they have a solid receiving core now that they added Matthew Golden. I think if Jordan Love cuts down the turnovers, that football team will win more games, 11 to 13 this season. All right, moving into the top 5. Now, I know this may be a little controversial, but this is just my opinion again. 6 and 5 could switch in my opinion, but at number 5, I'm going to put the Detroit Lions. A lot of people are talking about them not going to be good as last year. I think they may take a small step back, but it all depends on how that offense and defense performs losing their coordinators. I think if they're fine, Dan Campbell pulls out his magic, I think the Lions will be good. I still think they will win 11, 12, 13 games. Number 4, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people are kind of sleeping on them, and I don't like that. I hope the Chiefs don't get anywhere near the Super Bowl this year. But yeah. So AFC assemble, take them down. Number 3, I have the Buffalo Bills, a team that's always close, but yet one game away. Will this be the year they finally get to the Super Bowl? We will see. Right above them is the team they play week 1, the Baltimore Ravens. If this was a playoff matchup, the Bills would win probably. But regular season, right now, the Ravens have a more talented football team than the Bills on paper. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, I think is going to be even better this year. Defense, they added Jaire Alexander. They added Malachi Starks. The Ravens team is looking scary, but I'm not going to take away the defending champions from the number 1 spot. The Philadelphia Eagles right now are the best NFL team. But yeah, that is my preseason week 1 NFL power rankings. Every Tuesday, I'm going to make a new one. I am going to try to save this pick so I can just move them up and down as it goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you check out our other episodes. Check out our TikTok and Twitch. Let me know in the comments who your top 5 teams are, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.